Hi everybody, I'm not sure if this is going to work. It's a little bit of a test, as you might be able to see in the description. If this doesn't work or it's a bit strange, please bear with me. I'll come back and have another go at it, because I really would like to come live, and I wanted to, the reason why is because I wanted to share some ideas with you about the next design, so the next bouquet that I'm making. And I'd like you to be able to put some input into it as well, That's why I've come on here. Okay, so I'm just going to see if what the live is like at the moment. Bear with me if it's lagging. Okay, I'm sorry if it is. Um, and I understand if you come on and you think this is horrible. I'm sorry if it is. I'm going to carry it on until it might catch up with itself, and if it doesn't, well, we just have to work with it and see what happens. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to think of new designs for my next project, for my next video, and I thought you might like to see a gnome. I'm not sure if you're into gnomes or not. I'm not sure, but I do have these ideas that I'm working with, and this is one of them. Okay, and this is the drawing that I've done. I don't know if you can see that that's a drawing that I've done or not, whether you can see it. I think when I look on, I can see it there now. Yeah, it looks pretty clear. I might have to move over. Let's move over a bit. There we are. So that's a drawing that I've done. I've also started to do another one here as well that I've coloured in. Okay. Earlier on, I did this one. Okay. And I'm just working with this because with the spiral wedding bouquet we made, let me just show you this. With the spiral wedding bouquet we made, I want to work with this 3D effect still. I don't know how you feel about that. But what I really liked about this was the fact that these look like they're floating, and I thought we could have that effect on the next bouquet, and we could do another Halloween theme. So I'm letting you in onto the early design process of this. Okay, so here we go. So at the moment I've cut out some bits because I wanted to work out what the size of the bouquet would be, and I thought we could have our gnome sitting on top of these spell books, and I thought we could use the strips of cardboard to make part of the wedding bouquet 3D, but perhaps maybe we could do some stars that were 3D. Okay. So it's early days, people. So if you think this is a bit strange, that's why. Okay. So these I'm going to use as my templates. So I'm just going to cut this a bit more because what I thought was we could use him because I think he's he's the right size for this bouquet, because we don't want to go too big. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a long one, and it's going to go down with the books. If you know what I mean. I'm going to do a pile of books, spell books, and then I'm going to do some, like I showed you in the picture. I'm going to have some potion bottles along the bottom. That's my idea. Okay, and I wasn't going to bring the gnome in. I wasn't, but I just thought, I know gnomes are quite popular, and so I thought let's bring a gnome in on this one. So I'm going to be drawing out books and sticking them on just to show you the first part of this design process. I'm just going to get some more paper because I think we need to definitely, I'm doing my stencils. This is not stencils, my templates here. So originally I drew these ones out to start with, okay, my little potion bottles and things. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start drawing these bigger so we can have our lovely templates for our bouquets. Okay, so I had him with a book, so we can have the gnome holding a book, or we can have him holding a wand. Okay, whichever way you want to do that. Okay, let me just, I really want to see the comments on here, and I can't see. I think I've got, I don't know if I've got the camera the wrong way round or, oh, okay. I can see people are commenting now. I'm sorry, it's the first time I've gone live in a while. Do excuse me if I don't see your comments. Okay, I can see someone's commented. Hi, hello there. I'm going to say hi back. I'm glad it looks good. Thank you. So yeah, let me know what you'd like to see. Would you like to see the gnome with a spell book or with a wand? Okay. I'm going to do what I thought we'd also do is a cauldron behind, and like I said, the little potion bottles we could do also along the bottom. So it's going to be it's going to be a long wedding bouquet with a pile of books. So I'm going to do, actually we could use this one twice because we can turn it around the other way as well. So we'll do some books which are just, what do you call it? I don't know if you can see what I'm drawing here. Can you see what I'm drawing? Let me know if you can't see it, and I'll change the, so we're going to just, I'm going to just work with this. Actually, it needs to be a bit bigger, this bit. Sorry, it's if the camera shakes a bit. Okay. So I think we need to have this a little bit. I'm doing these separate so I can pile them up when I put them on, okay? I just think it's easier if you make things more versatile when you're creating them, okay? But you don't have to do it like this. You could just draw the whole stack together, and I might change it. I might do. So here, I'm going to write on here, spells, okay? We just do like a few different books. So we could have like the one that's open. So I've got some, just having a look at my diagram here, because there's some books here that I've got that are open on here. I don't know if you can see that. There's some that I'm just move that over a bit. I have problems with my camera's in a funny place. There we are. So if you see this one here, the bottom here, this one's open. Let's turn that on. Okay, this one here is open. Okay, and I thought I'd do this one. Okay, so I'm going to try and do that. I find those a bit tricky to draw, but we'll go with it because we want to draw it so it's kind of paperback. Maybe it's a paperback. So perhaps we'll do it like that. Okay. And then we'll just have the pages like this. I think that's sort of how they'll go, like that. And we don't have to worry about these details. What we want really is the right shape of book to draw around, because it's going to be like a template, and then I'll probably draw it again with some cardboard. So these are really early stages of, perhaps we need to bring that bit. There's a lot of sketching going on here, guys. I hope you don't mind me doing my drawings while I'm on here. So I'm going to go a bit lower there, just so that's a little bit more. That's a little bit more. It's an open book, guys. It's not the best drawing, but okay, it's an open book, a sideways open book. Once I've got then I'll have to work out how I'm going to piece it together so it looks like a book. Okay, so yeah, so we've got different kinds of books to make our stack, our book stack. Okay, if you come on, let me know where you're watching from and what you think about what's going on here and what you do for the weekend. Lovely to know what you're up to. Okay, this is a book. You wouldn't know it is, but it is. might have to do this again if it doesn't work out. But this is just the really early stages, guys, of so yeah, that I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come on every so often, and I'm going to basically, so that's part, they're piled up like this. And it's magic because you can have, okay, it looks like I'm buffering a bit, sorry about that. Okay, so we're just working with this. This one could be a bit bigger, actually. Do them a bit bigger. I'm trying to work out the sizes for these. Let's do this a bit bigger. So if I just do that and just bring that out a bit more like that, we could have that as big or as small as we want. So I wouldn't normally show you this. This is really early stages, really early stages. But I will be doing a video on this as well. So if you're not into lives, just have a look out for the video. Okay. That could be straighter, but I'm just trying to show you my ideas. So he would be sitting there, and then you might have this book here like this, and then maybe this one underneath like this. Okay, and I thought we could have a cauldron in the background and some spell bottles down the bottom here. And let's move them over a bit so you can see a bit more of what I'm doing. Do some spell bottles. So if I just move that over there, because he doesn't really need to be in the middle, does he? Doesn't need to be in the middle. You can see him a bit more like that. I don't know if they might be the right size. What do you reckon? Should we do these a bit bigger? Do you think they're the right size? So if you've just come on and you're thinking, what is this girl doing? Basically, I make bespoke wedding bouquets with a difference. So I do offbeat wedding bouquets. My name's Kim, and this is DIY Dream Weddings. I make bespoke wedding bouquets that are offbeat, and I make them from scratch. So I make the holder and everything. And this one is going to be a Halloween one, and I'm just starting to plan the next project. Okay, so oh, hello there. I can see somebody else has come on. Hello there. I'm just getting used to doing these lives, so do bear with me. Thank you for coming and having a look. So yeah, this is the early stages of the design pro. Actually, these look nice if they're floating, don't they? We could do them floating in the air like that. We could even have like, I don't know if we need to do these potion bottles bigger or not, to be honest. I'm not sure. But what I thought was, with the like I was showing you earlier with this bouquet here, I like the way that these sweets look like they're floating. So I thought we could have that effect with the stripped cardboard. But I wasn't sure whether to have these on here. You can't see the edge of, and I actually want to stick that on so I can show you what I mean. But you can't see this underneath. And I thought we could have the bottles or stars or something floating like that. So it's 3D. But I didn't know whether to have the books, floating as well, whether to have them. We could have them even like this. So this is the idea that we're working with. Okay, so we could have them wonky like that. We could really play with the fact. He could be doing like what is it? Some sort of a spell, and it's gone wrong, or something's happened and it's not gone quite right, and everything's floating around like this. So these are my early ideas, and so I've got, also I cut out a star as well, so we could have, I thought he could have a wand, and there could be stars going up like this, and we could have the strip of cardboard behind, and then they're kind of like this, floating up like that. Or he could be holding a spell book like this. So let me know if you watch this on replay, or if you're in the chat, let me know what you'd prefer. Would you prefer to see a spell book or a wand? And I could perhaps work with your answers if you put anything down there. Otherwise, I think I'll decide myself. So I'm quite enjoying doing it. I love doing these things. So to do these potion bottles bigger or not. But I'm definitely going to do a cauldron behind here. I might have to go in a minute because I didn't think this would work this live. I really didn't. I thought it wasn't going to work because I've had so much trouble trying to get on here. And maybe it's to do with, I don't know, the time of day. I don't know, but I really did have a lot of trouble trying to get on here before. So I'd like to come on regularly. I really would. I could draw out a cauldron now. I don't know. It'd have to be quite a big one. And I was thinking we could have it behind. I think you need to have one, don't we? Now I've done all this, I realise we need a cauldron, really. So he's a wizard. He's a wizard. So he have like stars on his hat like this. Sorry if you can hear some noises in the background. There's somebody next door but one, and they're having an extension done, so it's going to be a little bit noisy in the future. So yeah, so should we draw? Let's draw a cauldron. I've got some more paper somewhere. Let's have a go. I'm not sure how. I keep saying I'm not sure because it's the beginning of everything. So let's do. So if I use this book, so this is how you can work. If you use your book, whatever you, whichever template you've got for your book, then you can work towards your size, the size that you want for your cauldron. I want the cauldron to come out so you can see it. So I'm going to just draw my cauldron. Right, I hope you can see. Let's move this over again. Let's move this over. I do this a lot. I sort of kind of forget where the camera is. We'll move over. Sorry about that. Right, so we come around like this and we draw our cauldron like this. Just going to do the first, because all you really need, if you can't draw, the best thing to do is go by, if you have problems drawing, just go by the shapes rather than, so you're just going to draw sort of like a half circle. Sorry, I'm buffering again. It's going to be behind the there we go. This bit will be behind the actual so let's have a go. So let's bring this back. This is how I'm going to work this. So I'm going to just so where's my book? Oh, that's my book there. Can you? I don't know if you can see. I thought we could have like that. We don't need this behind, do we? Like this. He could go in front like this, and then we could have just move that over again. Just moving over again, guys. Like that. And just working with ideas here, and let me know what you think, what your ideas are on this. I'm happy to, if your comments come up, I can see your comments, then I will answer them. If not on the live, afterwards. Okay, because yeah. Okay. Hi Jane. Hi everybody. Yeah, I can see other people are on here as well. It takes a little while for the comments to come up, but lovely to see you all. Thank you for joining us. So yeah, so this is the idea, and I think I might go wonky with these books. Right, let me know. Do you think these books should be wonky or straight? Okay. If you've just come on, we're just trying to think. I'm thinking of. I've got ideas for another bouquet, and like I said, I was thinking of making these stars and potion bottles 3D, so that they look like they're floating. And that's the idea. Because I know it kind of looks a bit strange at the moment, but this is the process that I work through. So this strip of cardboard, you wouldn't see it, they'd just be floating on the top, like they're floating. Okay, so make everything look like it's floating. So yeah, it's only be able to come on for a little while. So how's everyone doing? I hope you're all okay, and you're looking forward to your weekend. Let me know where you're talking from. Maybe you're not in the UK. I'm in the UK, as you know, but you might not be. Okay, so that is as far as we are with this, but like I said, it's going to go all the way down with the books, and then we're going to perhaps have the cauldron behind. So perhaps I'll cut this cauldron out so you can see more of an effect with this. Would you have a spoon in there? Maybe you normally have like a stirrer or a spoon or something in there like that. I really like the gnome now. I wasn't sure about gnomes, but now I'm thinking this works really quite well for me. Yeah, I quite like it. Should we do these potion bottles bigger? What do you think? Or do you want them? We could just have them lined up along the bottom instead. Have them how we want, really. Couldn't we have them like this? It's kind of lined up at the bottom. I like them floating though. And you could have like the corks coming out as well. Couldn't you? So you could have you could cut the corks out. See, they're just the right size to go in his hands as well, aren't they, these? Just the right size. So I'm just going to cut these out because we might not use these, but it's just a lovely, I just thought of some other things. I don't know if any of you create things, but I actually, when I'm creating things, I think of other ideas. I don't know if you're the same. So you could put that in his hand. So you could do all sorts of things with this gnome idea. So I really quite like that. The reason why I did this was because I thought you could cut that out and you could have it like this, okay, and then you could have maybe some of the potion coming out of the bottle, and it's just all flying up in the air. Yeah, so that is basically where we're going with that. And what I'll do is I'm going to cut this cauldron out, because that's what I'd do if I wasn't on a live. I'm doing everything that I would do if I wasn't on a live. So yeah, so I'm going to leave this here just so that you've got something to have a look at. But I'm going to what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this cauldron out. Move this over here. You might be able to see it better if I just do that and see sort of what's going on a bit more, actually, because it's darker, isn't it? So he's got one in his hand. like that. So I'm just going to cut this out, this cauldron, and that's going to go like behind. It's going to go behind. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, then it would be the structure bit. So I'd have to, what I would do next is I would basically work out if I could create this way I see it in my head. So what you might call a prototype is what I would do next. Okay, so you know me, I work with cardboard and paper. That's what I work with at the moment. I'm happy to do other materials, but that's what I work with. And as I was saying that, I was thinking we could have books with material for there. We could put some material on these books and work with some material here as well. So we could do a little bit of mixed media with this. So working with early ideas, that's what we're doing. So there he is in front of the cauldron, and there's all the bottles floating and doing what they do. And see, I really do like that, having the bottle, and perhaps you could have a wand in the other hand. Okay. Oh, I'm liking this. This is really coming together. So next, what I would do is I would think, well, how am I going to make this come together? Do I want my books to be flat, or do I want them 3D? How I'm going to sit this together. So that's the next stage of the design process. Okay. So that can be difficult because you think you've got it in your head and you start to do it, and then that's where sometimes you get these little glitches, which is why I always say with these sort of projects, they always change because sometimes it doesn't quite work the way you think it's going to, and that's part of the design process. Okay, so like I said, you could have him a bit wonky like that, and like this. You could even have the cauldron on top of the spell books. So there's lots of ideas here, which I'm running with. And so now what we want to do is create a base. And I'm thinking, do I want to do that on here or not? Because we're kind of running out of time, and I've got to come off in about 20 minutes, probably a little bit sooner. So, but what I would do for the base is what I always use: a piece of thin cardboard and a thick piece of cardboard, and that's how I work with it. And I have got some card cut out here, and I kind of went ahead of myself because I cut this cardboard out, and then I thought, I don't even know how I want it in my head, if you know what I mean. I don't know how I want to have it in my head. So so I'll tell you what we could do. Let's put him on here like this and just see. Let's have a go. I know it's a little bit, if you want to see the video, you can always go on when the video is finished. This is just early days processing, okay. I think the books need to be on a strip of card as well, because they'll be floating. Everything's floating. Okay, so if everything's floating, we could use our cauldron as part of our base. So part of the actual wedding bouquet, the actual cauldron could be holding some of these floaty bits together. Okay, so you would have, so say that if we cut our cauldron out of this thick material, is it the thick one or the thin one? No, the thin cardboard. So we cut it out of the thin cardboard, because this thick piece is just for the bouquet handle at the back. So what we'd do is we cut our cauldron out of this cardboard, okay, and then we'll have a base for our design, okay. I think that's how we'll do it, but I think I might have to go away and have a think, make sure. I don't know what it is sometimes you do it, sometimes you need a little bit of thinking space just to work out how it's going to come together. Yeah, so yeah, I might leave it there actually, but I don't know if you, right, okay, so I don't know what this live is like, so if you want, if you can, it'd be nice if you could comment kindly afterwards, if not now, and let me know what the quality of this live is, because you can't always tell when you're actually on what it looks like. Sometimes it's worse for you than it is for other people, and vice versa, because I've seen people go live and what the technicalities can be, and I was really frightened of I'm going to tell you the truth here, I was quite frightened of coming on because I wasn't sure if it was going to do what it did before and not let me come on here. So I'm quite excited that this has actually worked for me. I really am. So yeah, but this is, like I said, I keep saying it's early days design, and the next step that I probably would do, if I'm definitely going to go ahead with this, is the way that I said, is I'm going to take my cauldron and I'll draw around it, and I will actually, sometimes what I'll do is I'll put some tape underneath this and I'll hold it up in front of the mirror to see what whether you can see it enough, see what the size is like, because you can sort of, I can go a bit over the top with things with the size of things, and then I think, oh, I shouldn't have done it so big or whatever. So so that's what I do next. I'll just draw this out. So we can draw this out, and actually I would normally put this on some thin card first, but let's draw this out and we can go on to the next bit. And then when you see the video, you can see that, see, some of this is what I would put on the video now. So this is where I would start filming my video. So because I've got kind of the idea in my head where I'm going to go with it. Okay, so I think that's as far as we are with this now. Then I'd cut that out and see if I could get how that would work. Okay guys, so I'm not sure how long I've been on for actually. How long have I been on here for? It's a quick live, but if this works out, I'd like to do longer ones, because when I'm on Facebook, I do about half an hour live, but I'd like to do a bit longer on here. I've got to do some more, so I don't know if to cut it out or not. So that's how big it would be, like this. It would be quite big. I'm going to leave it because I think I might want to film that on a video, this bit. So we're going from this process to the next. And if I need any help, I'll come back and do a live and show you the next bit of the project. Yeah, so thanks for everybody watching. I know there's only a couple of people on here at the moment, as far as I know there is. I wonder if I go back in, whether I can actually see five likes and 2 views. Thank you so much for liking my hi, thanks for coming on and having a look at what I'm doing. I'm really it's really nice of you to do that. It really is. I don't want to come off now. Now I've got on, but yeah, that's the first part is of the design process anyway, and it'd be lovely to see what your feedback is about the about this design, and just come on and have a chat with me when I'm on here, and give me your ideas, because it would be nice to know what your ideas are with this. Okay then, so over and out, and you will see the video once everything is, properly designed. And I might come back and when I've got the idea in my head properly, I might come back on a live and do a prototype with you. So let me know what you think about that. So like a prototype is like something where I'll create it, like this one here was the butterfly one that I did on Facebook, and this is what I started with. So that's probably what I'll do. I'll come back and I'll show you how I create the prototype next if I don't get any further with these videos. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I'm going to be off now. Okay, bye bye for now, everyone. Thank you so much. Right, let's come off. Wait, how do I finish? I think we just press this X here. Yeah.